Get your project after project on time and on budget. Learn more at smcnica.org. Midday crews occupying your left lane on M14 eastbound between Beck Road and I-275. Construction blocks your left lane on I-75 in both directions at I-696. And we still have that repair project on the Jeffries westbound between Levan and I-275. Now WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Raining heavily in the Motor City right now. Nobody else is reporting that. You've got the exclusive right here. It's 83 degrees. Clouds stick around for the weekend. Highs in the low 80s for both days. Should be mostly dry for the Dream Cruise. We might get some showers later Saturday night. So you might want to book it around 7 o'clock. Then those showers are going to continue into Sunday morning. Some scattered thunderstorms for Sunday morning and afternoon. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Hey, gang, it's your good friend Ryan Ermanni here. I want to tell you about my friends at Cosm. They are bringing the ultimate immersive sports experience right here to the city of Detroit. At Cosm, you can watch all your favorite sports on massive high-resolution displays surrounded by your fellow fans. We're talking about the Dome. It is that immersive experience, which is the massive wraparound display. You can watch the game from inside the Dome. You'll feel like you're transported to the field or the court with elevated food and drinks brought directly to your seat. What about the hall? That features wall-to-wall live multi-view sports so you can catch every game while cheering on your teams with the fellow fans. Cosm has a huge selection of games to choose from. NFL, NBA, college football, WWE, and so much more. What about movie nights, immersive movie nights, Willy Wonka, Harry Potter, The Matrix, plus additional programming perfect for the whole family or that special date night. We cannot forget about the deck either. Cosm's top-level bar with amazing views for when you need a break from the action. You can even enjoy a signature menu of local food favorites, craft cocktails, and beers throughout the venue. To get more info on upcoming events, including pre-sale access to tickets, go to cosm.com. That's C-O-S-M, cosm.com/Detroit.
Hennion and Walsh was made for people like you. People who value speaking to the right people at the right time. That's why we answer the phone ourselves, to understand you and help you invest for the life you want, because you've earned it. We're Hennion and Walsh, and a human connection. Get a second opinion. Call 800-279-5279 or find us online. Investing involves risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services provided by Hennion & Walsh Asset Management. Securities offered by Hennion & Walsh Inc. Member FINRA SIPC.
I'm Ann Thomas. Congratulations to the 2026 Women Who Lead class. Retired Brigadier General Carol Ann Fausone served in the United States Air Force and then started another career helping veterans.
I taught a class last night till 10 o'clock. We had somebody in Germany, somebody in Saudi Arabia. And what they are doing is going out there in their environment, helping our veterans get their disability benefits.
Special thanks to University of Michigan Health, Von Voigtlander Women's Hospital for supporting Women Who Lead.
It's Ryan Ermanni. Are you in pain right now? I'm talking about the severe and chronic kind that stops you from enjoying your life. I've been there too, and that's why I want to tell you about the amazing pain elimination treatment I use only at the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute. It's FDA cleared and 100% safe. The highest dose, highest intensity lasers in Michigan. The best part, there's no injections, pain meds, downtime, side effects, or surgery. Great for people suffering from arthritis, sciatica, neuropathy, or other ailments. Laser treatments get rid of the pain, they reduce inflammation, and regenerate tissues by targeting the root cause of the pain. It's located in Farmington and Clinton Township. You can call 248-326-2030. That's 248-326-2030. Mention my name this month, and you're going to get 50% off your treatment plan. The Nerve and Disc Laser Institute. Call now.
Say hello to another great voice. This is JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermanni on 760 WJR.
Hey, let's go on a Friday, August 14th, 2026. Ryan Ermanni, JR Afternoon, Beth Ann Long, Danielle Mason across the glass. Big weekend here in the Metro Detroit area, in the city of Detroit, in the state of Michigan. Maybe you're heading up north as we wind down summer. Maybe you're headed to the Dream Cruise. About 1 million people expected up and down Woodward. 9-city stretch. Or maybe, just maybe, you are headed to the Detroit Tigers game tonight and this weekend. Beth Ann, I am totally jacked for this series with the Chicago White Sox.
I'm excited. We're trying to go this weekend, too, for it.
I'm going tomorrow.
Ooh, that's when we're trying to go.
I'm going tomorrow. We'll do it live. I cannot wait. Listen, and we'll start on the diamond. Dan Dickerson is going to join us in just a couple of minutes, and we thank him in advance for joining us because I am so excited right now about this baseball team. The Tigers game went final during our show yesterday. We knew that, but afterwards, what we did not know at the time was that the White Sox lost, the Rangers lost, the Twins lost. So what's it all mean? It means that if the season ended today, your Detroit Tigers would be in the postseason. Right now, they hold the final wild card spot. On May 31st, the Tigers had the worst record in all of Major League Baseball. They were 22-38. And everybody pretty much felt like this season was just a throwaway. At that point, they were injured and they were losing. But since that time, they got healthy and they started winning. Detroit has completely flipped that record and has gone 38-23 since June 1st. Now, combine that with an American League Central Division that doesn't have a dominant team. Zoom out a little further, and the American League as a whole is pretty mediocre this year. The Tigers have clawed themselves back in. So the Tigers are in the final wild card spot, a half game up on the Rangers, and they are just 2.5 games back of the Chicago White Sox, the surprising Chicago White Sox in the American League Central Division. Coincidentally enough, the Tigers host the White Sox for a weekend series at Comerica Park beginning tonight. Now, Detroit has a chance to be in first place by the end of the weekend. They would need to sweep Chicago, but they did win all 3 against the White Sox here at Comerica Park earlier this year. So there is that. 41 games to go. Do you believe? I absolutely do. The bullpen is pitching a little bit better, small sample size, but they did come through in the series against Cleveland to win that series from the Guardians. It is a very exciting time to be a Tigers fan, regardless of their record, and they will try to get back to the 500 mark for the first time since May 4th. They have not been a 500 baseball team since they were 18-18 on May 4th. They have a chance to do that tonight. They're 60-61 as they do battle at Comerica Park tonight. And hopefully that rain stops. We believe it will. Right, Beth Ann? I mean, you're the meteorologist in the house as far as I'm concerned right now.
I'm meteorologist.
Yeah, you're going to play one right now.
I'm going to play one right now.
The rain is out.
The
right?
rain is out. It's going to be out. Mother Nature is going to know magically when the starting pitch is.
Okay. There you see what
Sunshine
you get here.
And everything.
Sunshine and 72 degrees.
Yes.
How about that? That's what it is in the studio, Beth Ann, right now. We could use it a little colder in here, but it's fine. That's another story for another day. Let me get to the Lions if I can. Last night, preseason game number 1 for the Lions. They lost to the Bengals 16-14. Couple of notes from this one, and we'll start with the good. Ahmed Hassanin, a 6th-round pick back in 2025, back from injury, fighting for a spot. How about 2 sacks in the game? That's one way to get yourself noticed. Also, how about Jacob Sailors? Dude was electric. Good showing for him. Led the Lions with 55 yards on 8 carries, caught 3 passes for 28 yards. He's trying to make the team as a 4th running back. And now to the not so good, although it turned out to be okay. Ennis Rakestraw missed most of the first 2 seasons in the NFL with injury, had a hamstring injury his rookie year, then a shoulder surgery last year, finally healthy this year, fighting for a role in the Lions' defensive backfield. He got injured again in the second quarter. It looked like another shoulder injury, but afterwards, Dan Campbell called it an arm injury and said it was not major. Either way, something to keep an eye on as we move forward in camp. Not sure if this kid can afford to miss any time in camp because he's fighting for a spot. Isaac Tesla, no catches in the game, had a ball bounce off his hands that ultimately was intercepted. Got to help your rookie quarterback in a situation like that. That's a player the Lions are counting on to take another big step. Is this team's number 3 receiver behind Amon-Ra St. Brown and Jameson Williams. Got to have more from Tesla than they did last night. Lions host Washington a week from tomorrow at Ford Field, 12 noon kickoff on Saturday, August 22nd. It is their only preseason game at Ford Field. And then maybe you're out there right now getting rained on. Maybe you're driving up and down Woodward Avenue listening to 760 WJR, and we want to give a shout-out to everybody who is at the Woodward Dream Cruise. It is less than 24 hours away, but cars are already packing that 16-mile route, North America's largest one-day automotive event. Nearly 1 million people will be on hand, 40,000 classic cars, 9 cities in Oakland County take part. By the way, talked about this earlier. What constitutes a classic car? Like, I think the ultimate definition would be 25 years, like an entire generation. That is the definition of a classic car. But I mean, are you going 2001 classic car?
I wouldn't consider a
No, you
2001 a
can't,
classic
right?
car.
My boyfriend wants to buy a 97 and he considers that classic, but I don't.
I mean, maybe we should take some calls on this if we've got some car people. I mean, not right now because we're going to get to Dan Dickerson momentarily, but what constitutes a classic car? And I understand the definition, 25 years or older. But, I mean, is a 2001 a classic? I don't think so. Dan Dickerson next, 760 WJR.
When I hit my 50s, I felt like things were slowing down.
This is Sandra's Metamucil story.
I started taking Metamucil for digestion, but had no idea it would impact so much more. Not only did Metamucil help me feel more regular, but my heart health saw the benefits too.
Metamucil. One simple routine, 4 health benefits. Digestive health starts here. Go to metamucil.com for more details.
Ice Cube's Big 3 season is heating up, and it all comes down to this. The Big 3 playoffs are coming to Dallas, Texas. The 4 best teams in the Big 3 battle it out for a spot in the championship. The action starts with the legendary Big 3 Celebrity Game. 3 games of the most physical, competitive, and nonstop 3-on-3 action. The game played the way you love. Watch live Saturday on CBS at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and catch replays Monday on BET. Oh, yay, yay!
Need a stronger online presence? Triad Marketing Solutions has helped Wayne County businesses grow for over 12 years with website design, SEO, branding, and marketing support. Visit triadmarketingsolutions.com and mention this ad for 10% off services. Restrictions apply.
Hey gang, Jim Harper here with a little trivia for you. Did you know that 30 years ago, the average age for hearing loss was 73? You know what it is today? It's 50. Yep, that means us boomers. But the good news is Cruise Hearing Aid Service can really make your life better. It starts with a free hearing screening test. It might just be waxy buildup, which they can remove painlessly for only $50. If you do have some hearing loss, Felix Cruz and his kind staff can help you dial in a new hearing aid that's almost unnoticeable. Their technology is state-of-the-art, and their care is old-school, warm, and friendly. Cruz Hearing has 3 locations, Farmington Hills, Taylor, and Waterford, and cruisehearing.com. After all those years of rock and roll, we shouldn't be surprised about hearing loss. Call Cruz Hearing Aid Service and start getting your wonderful life back. 877-456-CRUISE. That's 877-456-CRUZ. Cruz Hearing Aid Service.
Your morning is busy, so we'll keep it brief. Upgrade your routine with WJR's 5 Things First Thing. JR Morning with Chris, Lloyd, and Jamie break down the top 5 stories in just 5 minutes. Delivered straight to your device. Start your day by hitting play. Subscribe today on the always free WJR app.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
We've got some flooding on I-94 westbound at Woodward Avenue, some standing water on the highway due to the thunderstorms downtown. Please avoid that area if you can. M14 eastbound between Beck Road and I-275, construction blocking your left lane there. Grand River Avenue in both directions between Bogey Street and Hagedorn Road. We do have some emergency repairs. Hagedorn, I think that was the Harry Potter guy who was in charge of all the animals. Now WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Raining heavily in the Motor City right now. We do have some thunderstorms going on. It's 82 degrees. Clouds stick around for the weekend. Highs in the low 80s for both days. Should be mostly dry, though, for the Dream Cruise. We might get some showers later Saturday night. That's going to go into Sunday morning. Some scattered thunderstorms for Sunday morning and afternoon. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Monday on JR Morning, we'll get the latest headlines from Crane's Detroit Business, and we'll get loose as the award-winning Valentine Distilling Company joins us for Monday Munchies right here on WJR, WJR.com, and the always free WJR app.
All right, 760 WJR when the Detroit Tigers were 22-38 after a loss to the White Sox on May 31st. I'm not sure anybody, or too many people, I should say, thought they would have a series at home in mid-August for a spot to be in first place against those White Sox. I would be lying if I didn't say I kind of thought that at the time. But let's talk about it with the voice of the Detroit Tigers, Dan Dickerson. Dan, how are you, my friend? Thanks for the time.
Absolutely. How are you, Ryan? I'm good.
I'm doing fantastic. This has been an incredible couple of months. 38-23 since a 22-38 start. What has been going right for this team, Dan?
I think the beginning of June, it was getting guys healthy, and it was just the continued dogged, day-to-day work that they put in with their coaches. The coaches always believing that they had something on the offensive side and on the pitching side. Pitching actually never was too bad. The offense obviously struggled mightily in May, and they just kept working and addressing whatever needed to be addressed and getting guys healthy like Torres and Carpenter helped at the beginning of June. I think when they went in and swept Tampa in their ballpark, it's like, okay, and the offense exploded. It's like, okay, you knew what was in there. They averaged under 3 runs a game in May. They've averaged 5.5 runs a game in those last 61 games that you mentioned. And it's been a total team effort in every way, meaning coaches, meaning the players, and there's talent here. And it just wasn't showing up in May. And now, obviously, they've shipped some pieces off that I think we all wish were still here. But okay, their attitude after the trades of Skubal and Mize we're still here. On the pitching, hitting side, we're still here. On the pitching side, it's like, hey, Job's coming back. Anderson, we signed him as a starter, and let's see what he can do in the rotation. And there's been no drop-off at all, which has been really impressive. There's talent here, the McGonigal play, the steadiness of his play, adding Max Clark. Eduardo Valencia has now provided a threat from the right side. How usually, the rookies have been a big, big piece of this.
There's absolutely, and I was going to go there next. What kind of infusion has Max Clark, Eduardo Valencia, and Jackson Job looks? I know it's been. I don't want to go crazy here. It's been one start, but this kid looks electric right now.
Well, it was electric stuff. I mean, it's not overreacting to say that was incredible stuff that we saw in his 5-inning starting in San Francisco. We're still obviously building up his volume and then how long he can go into games, but he's going to get to 6 and 7 innings pretty quickly, I would think. They're going to be watching him. He is coming back from Tommy John. You're not really fully healed until you're 18 to 24 months out. That's what doctors have said. But we saw a 100-mile-an-hour fastball, and not on all 100-mile-an-hour fastballs are created equal, right? But he blew away Bryce Eldridge with a 100-mile-an-hour fastball in the first inning that had such true backspin. That's the kind of ball. I mean, truly, it's the kind of fastball you saw with Justin Verlander or Nolan Ryan. The true backspin, it explodes at the plate, and it wasn't every time, but it had 25-50 spin, and that was eye-opening and exciting. And he's also got 4 other pitches that he's finding, and all of them are weapons. I think it's really exciting. You could tell he was quietly confident when I talked to him in Seattle before that start, because he knew that we didn't see the real Jackson Joe before the injury and the surgery. And now I think we're just getting a glimpse of what lies ahead. Now, Valencia, I mean, that's the bat that they were hoping Jahmai Jones would provide and did provide last year. You have to have that bat. Teams are now adding lefties to their bullpen before every series. The Sox did it today. Tigers have not had a winning record against lefty starters this year. You need those threats, and High usually very quietly has hit over 300 since the beginning of June. Valencia and Lee have been great. And then Max Clark, you know what Max Clark has done, Ryan? He's allowed A.J. Hinch to now move everybody to a position that he likes them best defensively. So Javi Baez, terrific in center, but now he can go to short and lock down the left side of the infield with McGonigal. McKinstry has grown in right field. He's really good there, and he started to hit. He's got a 760 OPS over the last 43 games. So that's what Max Clark has allowed you to do. And Max Clark is showing he can play the heck out of center field. So even if everybody's going to look at the batting average and look at the production, and yes, it's been a little quiet after the hot start, but look at the at-bat he had the other day against Cade Smith. Ridiculous. He struck out, but 12 pitches. Nobody does that against Cade Smith because 7 2-strike fouls. But the other thing that he runs the bases well, and he patrols center field in, back, side to side, gap to gap. And all those guys have added a lot.
Dan, what do you make of the job that A.J. Hinch has done with this team, too? Because, look, when you're 22 and 38 and you're riddled with injuries, to keep these guys focused day in and day out, especially the young players. Now, this is a young baseball team. To get back in like this, I think is pretty incredible. What do you make of it?
Well, that's his gift as a manager. Communication skills, and it's not necessarily motivation skills, it's communication and just constantly putting them in positions to succeed and making sure he's got a coaching staff that can help them get better in some way today and never getting too high or too low. I mean, it's incredible. That month of May was misery.
Brutal.
And he was the same guy every day. And he's very aware that he has to be that way. He learned this early in his managerial career. But that's how he has to be, because how he walks into that clubhouse every day matters. And when they see this guy, he's not down. He's just ready to figure out a way to win today's game. And while he can joke about it, it's coach speak to say, what do we have to do to win today's game? That attitude, and especially instilled in young players who understand it's a very simple statement, but it involves a lot. I have to do all this to prepare to win this game and put myself and this team in the best position to win one game, one day. That very simple philosophy has served him very well, but it's the person, the even keel, and the smarts. And, I've seen it now every year for 6 years, but these last 3 years, there have been some wild swings. He's the same guy every day.
No doubt. We're talking to Dan Dickerson, the voice of the Detroit Tigers. Dan, obviously in talk radio, we're always looking for something to talk about. We'll make something out of nothing.
Really?
I don't know if you've heard that before, but Tarek Skubal, leading up to the trade deadline, he obviously was the story. Since they traded him, I've heard, the Tigers, they're not distracted by him anymore. They could just let loose and play free. What really is going on? What is the reason for this? I think it's the players right now. Like these young guys just don't care. They're showing up every day. But what was that Skubal thing a distraction for the players?
I don't think so, because I don't think AJ let it be a distraction, and I don't think so because of the way Tarek Skubal handled it. I mean, you end up just tuning it out, right? I mean, that's what I did for 5 months. Tarek Skubal was the same guy. Terry Skubal is one of the most impressive human beings you're ever going to meet. Superstar who is the easiest to talk to, genuine, good person who likes talking about his craft, likes talking about things away from baseball, always available at his locker, always honest. And they loved having him here. I think they just tuned out the noise. And the play since, really, when you think of it, it's really continuation of what we saw before. I mean, they were 32 and 20, through that weekend that they traded Scooble over the previous 52 games, and they've gone, 9 and 3 cents or 8 and 3 cents. So I just think they're continuing to play the good baseball that they've been playing. I think it's impressive they continue to throw zeros. I think there have been 4 shutouts.
Incredible.
The news of this trade on that Saturday, and that I think maybe we're up to 5 now. Actually, that's pretty impressive.
This is I can't wait.
Guys stepping up. That's why I love. That's why we love sports, right? I mean, we've seen it through the years. Pick a sport. Key player goes down in May. That was a devastating blow when Scuba went down. But other times you see guys just step up, and I'm talking about superstar players who get lost, and the team steps up, and we're seeing that right now.
Dan, just this team is so fun right now too. I mean, I'm going tomorrow with we're rolling 5 deep with Tiger tickets. I mean, it's just a fun time to be at the ballpark. 41 games to go. At this point, Dan, it's a disappointment if they don't get in, right?
Well, I mean, I don't know. You can characterize it. It's just like I expect they are going to make the postseason. I think they will win this division, and so I'm not going to characterize disappointment or they've come a long way. But what I like is it wasn't just one hot streak. In Boston, 32 and 5 streak. That's amazing. But you expend a lot of energy.
Yeah.
Tigers just been slow, steady. Get back to the 500 mark. Get over the 500 mark, and let's see what happens. But that's the key step. Get over 500. I think they win the division. This weekend will tell us not everything, but it'll tell us a lot. You've got to take this series from the White Sox and show that you are the best team among the 4 who are fighting for the Central Division title. You win the Central, you might get a first-round bye this year.
Listen, Chicago White Sox general manager Chris Getz is a good friend of mine. He has not returned any of my text messages over the last 24 hours. Dan, we will talk to you later. Thanks so much, my friend. You got it. Dan Dickerson, the voice of the Detroit Tigers. Big weekend series against the Chicago White Sox. We're coming right back. 760 WJR. We'll get you caught up on some news.
American Red Cross inventories of the most needed blood types are days away from crisis levels. Help make sure patients receive life-saving medical treatments. Make your appointment to donate. Use the Blood Donor app. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation.
When it comes to your financial future, trust and confidence matter. Secure Financial Group in Troy can help you plan, protect, and prosper. With a commitment to your goals in mind, they personalize strategies that fit your life. Whether you're saving for retirement, growing your wealth, or securing your legacy, their expert advisors are here to help you every step of the way. Visit securefg.com. That's securefg.com. Take the first step toward making your financial future secure. Secure Financial Group.
I'm John Saucier. The man accused in the 2024 killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson is pleaded guilty to a federal stalking charge. NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch praising the work of the city's law enforcement for their work on this case and discussing the significance of this moment.
This is an important moment of accountability, and my thoughts remain first and foremost with Mr. Thompson's family and everyone who knew and loved him.
Prosecutors say they intend to seek the maximum sentence of life in prison. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis speaking about how the state's encouraging innovation with small electric aircraft. The governor says he thinks this tech can help in emergency situations.
This could be used for medical transport. It could be used for a disaster response, an emergency response. It could be used for law enforcement.
The new advanced air mobility or flying car technology is being researched in the state's SunTrax facility. America's listening to Fox News.
WJR traffic and weather first.
We've got some flooding on I-94 westbound at Woodward Avenue, some standing water on the highway due to thunderstorms downtown. M14 eastbound between Beck Road and I-275, some construction blocking your left lane. And M43, both directions closed due to construction between Bogey Street and Hagedorn Road. Emergency crews are there as well. Now, WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Raining heavily in the Motor City. It's 82 degrees. Clouds stick around for the weekend. Highs in the low 80s for both days. Should be mostly dry for the Dream Cruise, though. Might get some showers later Saturday night into Sunday morning. Some scattered thunderstorms for Sunday morning and afternoon. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Hey, gang, it's Ryan Ermanni here. I want to tell you about my friends at the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute, and they are truly my friends because I've been there a lot this week and last week, and I can't wait to go back next week because I want to get real with you for a minute about a 4-letter word we can all relate to, and that's pain. If you are in severe or chronic pain right now due to arthritis, sciatica, neuropathy, or just about any other ailment, you need to check out this amazing pain elimination laser treatment at the Nerve and Disc Laser Institute, located in Farmington and Clinton Township. It is FDA cleared. It's totally safe, and their lasers are the highest dose, highest intensity lasers in Michigan. These laser treatments get rid of the pain, reduce inflammation, and regenerate tissue by targeting the root cause of the pain. And the best part, your pain goes away without drugs, injections, side effects, downtime, or everyone's biggest fear, surgery. So grab your phone and call 248-326-2030. That's 248-326-2030. Plus mention my name, and this month you're going to get 50% off your entire treatment plan. That is huge. The Nerve and Disc Laser Institute, 248-326-2030, 248-326-2030.
Hi, it's Dave Lorenz. The key to a great getaway is to know a bit about the place and to leave plenty of opportunity for discovery. We'll show you the way on the Michigan Travel Show, Sundays at 4 on 760 WJR.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out.
This is an important message for all parents of teens. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, and they have suffered from eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Text WORD to 323232 to find out more. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower show Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms were highly addictive and may have caused eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation. That's right. It appears these social media companies knew they had been causing serious harm to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. Text WORD to 323232 if you'd like to discuss a lawsuit. Text WORD to 323232.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialists, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois.
Hey there, JR listeners. Chris Alberta from Principium. Look, I have an urgent message for you today about your retirement. I don't care if you already retired, you're a few months away, or you're a few years away. You're going to be unemployed soon. And you probably don't have a pension because you are your pension. Recent all-time highs in the market. Look, you're at the top of the mountain. And now we're in an Iranian conflict. AI might replace your job. And like it or not, you could be retired as long as you were working. But despite all that, is the best time I have ever seen in my career to build you a retirement plan. The fixed rates are unbelievably good. Income models are killing it. You combine that with top-notch market management, and you're going to win. If you wait, you will lose. These rates will go down. You remember the 4% rule? My clients are using the 7% rule. They'll always have a paycheck, and that's freedom. Don't wait. Call me now, 888-800-8949. Call me, Chris Alberta, 888-800-8949.
Got a lot of people wanting to chime in about something that happened at my day job earlier today. It's one of those bloopers that, I don't know, maybe we'll just leave it there. Should we leave it there, Beth Ann, today?
I think we leave
We'll
it
send
there.
people to the Facebook page. I have it on my Facebook page if you would like to see it. Not sure if the audience would be up for that here or not.
Maybe not. Maybe it lives on social media.
Maybe that lives on social media. Well, anyway, there was a bit of a blooper today on the morning show at Fox 2 that it happens. You're on just constantly, and these things happen. So a lot of people weighing in on that. We thank you for that. I'm glad I could provide a laugh. Meantime, earlier in the show, and I'll get to the news and the polling and all that stuff. I promise I'll get to it at some point today. Trying to have a little fun on a Friday. And today, and really tomorrow, obviously, tomorrow is the Dream Cruise. And we were talking earlier today, Beth Ann, about what constitutes a classic car. And I think the ultimate definition is 25 years or older.
That's the actual definition. I brought that to the attention of my boyfriend Tristan, who is the biggest car guy ever, and he
Car
does not
nut.
agree with that. He is a car nut.
Car nut. So the question is a 2001 ... a classic car? I just don't think anything from the year 2001 can be a classic car.
No, he argues anything from 85 to the 70s would be considered classic.
85 to the 40s, maybe?
I'd say 40s, yeah. 40s probably.
Like anything before that. Okay. If you guys want to weigh in, 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. You've got a list for me, maybe, or you got
Yeah, he
okay.
provided a list. So
Okay.
good classic cars are Chevy or Ford square bodies, one Mustang Bel Air, first gen Broncos, Pontiac Trans Ams.
Pontiac Trans Am, that's a good one.
That's a good one. From 79 or older is his specifics. Let's see I think those are the biggest ones. Yeah. Oh, a cruiser, muscle car, those. Yeah, I think those are the biggest ones on here.
Is a Ford Taurus a classic car?
You joking?
No, I'm not joking.
No.
I mean, a Ford Taurus in the 90s was like, that was a great car. Is a Ford Taurus a classic car?
I think like car guys would
hate
bully
me for that.
you.
Yes, they would bully me for that. Would it be just an old car or a classic car? Ken in Livonia, you're on 760 WJR. Hi, Ken.
Well, I had to call in because I like the subject matter. Now,
Thanks,
as
buddy.
someone who is a regular attendee or a visitor to a lot of antique stores, when it comes to the word antique, as I've been informed by the owners, the legal definition is it has to be at least 100 years old. Now, when we talk about human beings, gee whiz, I don't think you become an antique as a person until you're at least 50 and then get a little bit of gray hair. And so I would say that when it comes to cars, this is my opinion, is the car should be at least 50 years old or older from the time it was manufactured to today. So at least, in my opinion, 50 years old. And it has to have a carburetor. None of this electronic injectors. No. It's got to be old carburetor.
I know.
I got a car.
agree with you.
I mean, I got a vehicle in my garage now that's 26 years old, and it's not classic.
What is it?
So,
can I ask what it is?
That's an old Ford Ranger pickup truck.
It's pretty good. I like it.
And it's got less than 100,000 miles. And see, the thing is that there again, we got two definitions here. We have old car, junk, and then you have a classic. And I think that's where we have to start taking a better look at. You mentioned 25 years old. No. That's not classic. It's not old enough.
I'm with you. Ken, you're the man. Thanks so much for the call, brother. Have a great weekend, okay?
Have a great weekend. Enjoy the day.
Thank you, buddy. You too. Let me get to my friend Gary in Brownstown. You're on 760 WJR. Big Gary, how you doing, my man?
Hey, Ryan, Gary, the retired controller. How you doing, sir?
Fantastic. How you doing on this Friday?
Great. Couple quick things. My wife had a 99 Taurus back in the day, and there was a recall on the coils and struts. A coil broke while she parked in front of the house and pierced the front tire.
Get out
I'm
of
just
here.
saying. Oh yeah, and I just saw one yesterday that looked like it was in pristine condition. But I got a couple other quick things. I got a 1999 Lincoln Continental, 91,000 miles, still runs. I got a 2005 Chrysler Pacifica, when back in the day when Mercedes-Benz was making them. And one other thing, or two other things. Taylor is hosting the International Junior League World Series. Taylor North is playing California tomorrow in a semifinal game. China Taipei, whatever it is. It's playing Aruba. The winners of those two games play for the International World Series Championship on Sunday. So anybody looking for something to do, and the Vietnam Moving Wall of Honor for all the folks that were killed in Vietnam back in the days, and Taylor also at Heritage Park. And that's the end of my presentation, sir. You're the man.
You are, Gary. I appreciate you. You're a great listener and a great guy and a great listener for 760 WJR. We appreciate you. And the 1991 Lincoln Continental, now I might argue that is a classic car. And I think for a lot of us, it's hard to get out of the mindset that something has to be some like Dodge Charger from 1970 whatever. I mean, look, I'm not going to even pretend to tell anybody that I'm a car guy. I am not. I know nothing about cars other than what I like. I drive a Chevy Tahoe. I love my Chevrolets. But, I don't know much about cars, but I know a classic one when I see one. We're going to see about 40,000 classic cars on Woodward tomorrow. But, do we need to broaden our horizons with what is classic? Carol, let me sneak you in here. You'll have the last word on this.
Hi, Ryan. I'm calling from K-Pac, Michigan, up in St. Clair County.
What's up, Carol from K-Pac County in K-Pac in St. Clair County? That's a mouthful.
Spelled the same way, frontwards and backwards, D-A-P-A-C. But I got to tell you about my classic car. I'm driving now a 2000 Toyota Sienna that came from Arizona a year and a half ago. I'm only the second owner, and it was an 82-year-old lady who bought it new, and I bought it from her.
I mean, that would constitute as a classic car. It would, by definition.
You want to hear the best part?
Yes.
The best part, it is like that Honolulu blue like the Lions have. And I am seriously considering stickering it up and using it as an Uber and getting people back and forth from K-Pac downtown to the Lion King.
Carol, I think you've just talked yourself into a business opportunity. I think
I'm 73 years old, Ryan. I'm ready to do it, man.
I love it. I believe in you, Carol. I believe in you.
And you know what else? This Toyota's got 125,000 miles, and everybody tells me it'll go to 300. So I might be working for a few more years.
Why not? Hey, put a couple of bucks in your pocket and start a business. Who says no? I believe in you, Carol.
Thanks for your conversation, and I love your show. I listen to you all the time.
Oh, thank you. You're too kind. I really appreciate you. Thanks so much, my
I'm on my way
friend.
to the Tiger game right now. I'm going down to Comerica right as we speak.
Tigers, baby. It's a great weekend. Thanks, Carol. Have a great one.
Yes.
You
Thanks,
got
Ryan.
it. You got it. All right. Hey, we're coming right back. New Fox News polling out. We'll get to the news of the day in the Senate race and in the gubernatorial race. Don't go anywhere. 760 WJR. But first, let me ask you something. How old is your roof? If it's 15 years or older and you've noticed some missing shingles, discoloration, or you've got leaks after these Michigan storms, don't wait until a small problem becomes a big one. Call the team I trust, Paramount Roofing. For the past 15 years, they've been helping Metro Detroit homeowners protect what matters most. With more than 1,600 five-star reviews, they've earned a reputation for doing the job right. Whether you need a beautiful new roof, James Hardy siding, or energy-efficient replacement windows, Paramount Roofing offers 100% free estimates and makes the entire process simple. Here's what I really like. They rarely ask for a deposit. You do not pay until the job is completed to your satisfaction. If your home is showing signs that it's time for an upgrade, don't put it off. Schedule your free estimate at weareroofing.com. That's weareroofing.com. And if you mention Ryan, my name, they're going to send you $1,500 off your quote. $1,500 off your job. That's weareroofing.com. Paramount Roofing, built to last, backed for life.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters.
Attention anyone who has had a colonoscopy, endoscopy, or any other scope procedure. If you or a loved one developed a serious infection or health complication after a scope procedure, you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Dangerous infections have been reported across the country linked to Olympus endoscopes. Olympus scopes may have been defectively designed, and manufacturer instructions may not have been adequate in enabling proper disinfection, putting patients' health at risk. If you or a loved one were hospitalized for a bacterial infection within 90 days of a scope procedure or develop sepsis, organ failure, HIV, tuberculosis, an antibiotic-resistant superbug, or another serious complication following a scope procedure, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call now to find out if you qualify. But hurry, time to file a claim could be limited.
Call 800-891-1857 now to see if you qualify. That's 800-891-1857. 800-891-1857.
Whether you're at home, on the road, or in the field, at Farm Bureau Insurance, we know that you're not just buying a policy, you're protecting a life of experiences. When you're taking care of business, or just taking it easy, the experience matters. Our agents have been using their experience to protect Michiganders for over 75 years. Find out how you can put our experience to work and protect what matters most to you at MishFB.com.
This city is known across the globe for doing things, well, different. We just see it as a place to do you. Make the time. Expand your mind. Find your voice. Make your masterpiece. Nurture your curious nature. Feed your niche. Find your table. Invite your friends. Invite their friends. Make new friends. So do just that and dive into a different kind of different in Ann Arbor.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
That flooding on westbound I-94 at Woodward has cleared. The water is receded. It's okay to go through there now. The Jeffries eastbound at West Grand Boulevard. We do have an accident blocking your 3 left lanes. That's causing stop-and-go traffic from Livernois. Another wreck on the Jeffries westbound at West Grand Boulevard. And it looks like your stop-and-go from I-94 on that side. A truck went through the median wall as the left lane's blocked in both directions. Please avoid that area. M14 eastbound between Beck Road and I-275. Still have that construction project blocking your left lane. Going to be that way until mid-October. Now WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Some rain downtown cooled us off a little bit. It's 70 degrees right now. Clouds stick around for the weekend. Highs in the low 80s for both days. Should be mostly dry for the Dream Cruise. Might get some showers later Saturday night. That's going to go into Sunday morning. Some scattered thunderstorms for Sunday morning and afternoon. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-0WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
All right, we've had enough fun. Let's get down to some business, okay? Ladies, calm down in there. We've had too much fun, okay?
Never can calm us down.
Ay. What a great Friday so far. I mean, weather notwithstanding, but I think we're going to, the raindrops are going to stop, right? Raindrops are going to stop. We hope get some Tigers baseball in. I'm going to the Tigers game tomorrow. Very excited about that. We'll see how it goes. Talked to Dan Dickerson earlier this hour as well, and we invite you to check that out on the WJR free mobile app. Or, of course, if you're watching on YouTube, we appreciate you as well. Meet you where you are. 760 WJR on YouTube. You can subscribe to the show. It doesn't cost you a penny. Just makes it easier for you to find us when you're looking for us. So wanted to put that out there. But news of the day, and it's all about this new Fox News poll that is out, talking about the Senate race and the gubernatorial race. We'll start with the Senate because that's where all the energy seems to be. It shows that Republican Mike Rogers has a 4-point lead over the Democratic nominee, Abdul El Sayed, 51-47, as Republicans tried to flip that seat for the first time in 25 years. Now, keep in mind that this is the same poll. The Fox News poll is the same poll that has Democrats leading in Georgia, North Carolina, Ohio, Iowa, and Texas, and Maine, by the way, which would all be Democratic flips. So I've seen a lot of people on the left saying, well, it's a Fox News poll, so we're going to automatically discredit it because they have the Republican leading in Michigan. If you're going to say that, well, then what's the reason why Georgia, North Carolina, Ohio, Iowa, Texas, and Maine have the Democrat leading in those particular polls? Now, CNN chief data analyst, we love Harry Enton and his presentation of the numbers. He is breaking down the Fox News poll in the Michigan Senate race. Here's Enton on that Fox poll.
In Senate, Rogers versus Elside. Look at this, a new Fox News poll. Rogers is actually up by 4 points. He's up by 4 points. It's close, but a Republican is ahead in Michigan. And why? Why? What is going on? Look among independents. Rogers actually leads by 5. This is extremely unusual because across the political map, as I was looking at these different Fox News polls, I couldn't find another example where the Republican was actually leading among independents. And it turns out that candidate quality may in fact matter, at least in terms of how voters see it, because in this same poll, the Democratic candidate for governor was ahead. So this is unique to the Senate race, and it is quite a troubling result for Democrats and quite a heartening one for Republicans.
So what does this all mean? This is the first time since at least 1994, when a lot of this stuff was getting tracked, that the Democrat in Michigan has trailed a race by at least 4 points at this point in the polling. Here's more from Enton.
It is all about Abdul al-Sayed. He is a weak candidate, at least by the metrics that we normally look at. And you can just take a look here. Okay, the net favorability rating of the Dem Senate candidates across these northern battlegrounds. You'll notice there's only one candidate, Ren, one who has an unfavorable rating higher than his favorable rating, and it is significantly higher. Look how far underwater Abdul al-Sayed is. He is 13 points underwater, under there in Lake Michigan. My goodness gracious. Troy Jackson in Maine, he's at +1. You got Sherrod Brown at +4 in Ohio, and Josh Turek in Iowa way above there at +18 points. This is extremely unusual. Again, across the map, Democrats have done such a good job recruiting candidates who are well-liked by the voters. Again, I looked at all the Fox News polls. All the Democrats were above water except for Abdul al-Sayed, and he is 13 points underwater. This is all about Abdul al-Sayed being a weak candidate, at least in the minds of the voters.
And also now all of the opposition research, I mean, it almost is, man, you got to wonder what Haley Stevens' team was doing. And if they were going to have any of this Oppo research on al-Sayed, I mean, my entire feed and, whether it's social media or not, is even the commercials that you see on television are all things that Abdul al-Sayed has said or posted. He too, we thought about, the Thanksgiving was, anti-Thanksgiving was only Francesca Hong in Wisconsin, but he's got a Thanksgiving tweet out there. Hates Mackinac Island. There's that. There's the football, American football is too masculine and things like this. And I'm paraphrasing, but some of the videos out there are, the Oppo research is incredible. And you just wonder what Haley Stevens' team was doing. You didn't see any of this a couple of weeks ago. And I think that's really affected al-Sayed's numbers, and really, to Mike Rogers and his team's credit, the Republicans' credit for tracking down all of these videos, because I do think it absolutely makes a difference with a lot of independents who are deciding what way to go with this race. Now, if you look at this poll a little bit deeper, and we can do this in the next hour as well, we'll talk about the gubernatorial race that has Jocelyn Benson. That same poll has Jocelyn Benson with a 5-point lead over John James, 52-47. That's an interesting poll because I believe the last poll I saw had Jocelyn Benson by 9 over James. And over the last couple of weeks, that gap is closing. So now James is pulled to within 5 of Benson. But if you look at this Senate polling a little bit deeper, white men, I don't know how numbers translate on radio, but white men, no college degree, Rogers, 63-37 lead. White men, college degree, Rogers lead, 55-43. White women, no college degree, Rogers lead, 60-38. White women, college degree, completely flipped, 60 El Sayed 60 to Rogers 37. So white women with a college degree, that is strong. El Sayed. Black voters, El Sayed 75, Rogers 22. That's really good for a Republican candidate to have 22% of the African American vote is an incredibly good number. Urban residents, El Sayed 59 to 39, Rogers. And all women with a college degree, regardless of race, all women college degree, El Sayed 61 to 39. We're coming right back, 760 WJR.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message data rates may apply or apply. Stop, opt out.
This is an important message for all parents of teens. If your teen or preteen is or has been addicted to social media sites such as Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, and they have suffered from eating disorders, body image issues, anxiety, depression, or suicidal thoughts, you may be eligible to participate in a lawsuit for significant compensation. Text WORD to 323232 to find out more. Disclosures by a Facebook whistleblower show Instagram and Facebook know their social media platforms were highly addictive and may have caused eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation. That's right. It appears these social media companies knew they had been causing serious harm to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. Text WORD to 323232 if you'd like to discuss a lawsuit. Text WORD to 323232.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialist, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois.
Hey, Chuck, John from Walker, Michigan, just heard the Inside Outside guys for the first time and had nothing but great things to say.
Well, that's because instead of going to a national site for a contractor, he went to InsideOutsideGuys.com.
If you live in the state of Michigan and you need a contractor you can trust, always go to the InsideOutsideGuys.com for contractors and housing information you can trust.
It's Ryan Ermanni with Eric from Paramount Roofing. When you hear 5-star experience, what does that mean to you?
To me, it means communicating exactly what we are doing to your home, having respect for your home, delivering the best quality material, crew, and the one we take pride in, satisfaction guaranteed. At Paramount Roofing, we bring the 5-star experience to every roofing project with no deposit required.
Get a 5-star roofing experience with Paramount and get 5 years, 0% interest financing at weareroofing.com. That's weareroofing.com.
This is the great voice of the Great Lakes, 760 WJR, Detroit, a Cumulus media station.
An important step toward justice. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News. That's how the family of Brian Thompson describes what happened today in Manhattan federal court, where Luigi Mangione pleaded guilty to federal stalking charges, admitting he killed the United Healthcare executive traveling to New York City to target him.
He shot Thompson twice at close range. The second shot came as Mr. Thompson turned and faced the defendant. The defendant did this as everyday New Yorkers walked nearby.
U.S. Attorney James McDonald says federal prosecutors will seek the maximum penalty, life in prison without parole, and that no grievance justifies murder. Defense attorney Karen Agnifilo says Mangione felt the healthcare system destroyed his life after years of back pain, also criticizing simultaneous prosecutions.
Despite this being a single isolated event, Mr. Mangione has been unfairly treated since the outset in every way and has successfully fought off terrorism charges and the death penalty.
The defense will seek dismissal of a state murder charge, arguing double jeopardy under New York law. President Trump is set to speak at a police academy on New York's Long Island, highlighting falling crime rates. Earlier, taking questions from reporters and downplaying concerns about longer than usual deployments for U.S. warships.
The USS Abraham Lincoln will soon be relieved amid growing concerns from some Navy families and lawmakers about morale on the warship.
That ship is moving right now, or very shortly, and it's being replaced with another very similar ship.
The Lincoln has been at sea for 9 months, first deployed in the Pacific before sailing to the Middle East ahead of the war with Iran. Asked if he's worried about the length of deployments, President Trump told reporters,
No, not nearly long enough.
Pentagon officials have characterized some reporting about conditions aboard the Lincoln as misrepresented.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR traffic and weather first.
We've got an accident on I-96 westbound at West Grand Boulevard. Traffic is being diverted around the exit and entrance ramps. You're slow from I-94. A truck went through the median wall there. Best to avoid that area right now. M43 in both directions between Bogey Street and Hagedorn Road closed due to construction. That incident on I-94 westbound at Woodward Avenue has cleared. Now WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Some rain downtown cooled us down a bit at 70 degrees. Clouds stick around for the weekend. Highs in the low 80s for both days. Should be mostly dry for the Dream Cruise. We'll get some showers later Saturday night into Sunday morning. Some scattered thunderstorms for Sunday morning and into the afternoon. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Summer storms can spell disaster for your roof and more. At Home Genius Exteriors, we stop the damage before it starts. Call now during our summer savings event and get 50% off materials for your new roof. Plus, no interest and no payments till 2027. Call Home Genius Exteriors at 866-451-5470 to schedule your free roof and attic inspection. That's 866-451-5470. Home Genius Exteriors, the genius choice in roofing. See website for details.
At Average Al's Furniture Warehouse, our sofas have cushions, our tables have 4 legs, our recliners recline. So come on by for a perfectly average experience.
Cumulus Digital doesn't stop at average. We work with more than 4,000 local businesses every month, delivering campaigns that beat industry averages by over 25%, driving real, measurable growth. You're not average. Your results shouldn't be either. Visit cumulusdigital.com to start outperforming today.
When I hit my 50s, I felt like things were slowing down.
This is Sandra's Metamucil story.
I started taking Metamucil for digestion, but had no idea it would impact so much more. Not only did Metamucil help me feel more regular, but my heart health saw the benefits too.
Metamucil, one simple routine, 4 health benefits. Digestive health starts here. Go to metamucil.com for more details.
Ice Cube's Big 3 season is heating up, and it all comes down to this. The Big 3 playoffs are coming to Dallas, Texas. The 4 best teams in the Big 3 battle it out for a spot in the championship. The action starts with the legendary Big 3 Celebrity Game. 3 games of the most physical, competitive, and nonstop 3-on-3 action. The game played the way you love. Watch live Saturday on CBS at 12 p.m. Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and catch replays Monday on BET.
Oh, yay, yay!
It's more than news. It's a conversation. This is JR Afternoon on WJR. Here's Ryan Ermanni.
Hour number 2 of the program here on a Friday. Hopefully everybody's weekend is getting started the right way. Hopefully you didn't get too wet if you're driving along Woodward Avenue for the Dream Cruise. In hour number 1, we talked to Tigers play-by-play voice Dan Dickerson. Really enjoyed that conversation. Huge weekend series against the Chicago White Sox at Comerica Park. Heading to the game tomorrow. Looking forward to that. If you were on your way to the game now for a little tailgating, a little happy hour, have some fun tonight. Go Tigers. We are continuing to talk about the Fox News polling that is out. And if you're watching on YouTube, I am holding up right now. It's really boring stuff. It's really boring stuff, but I'm holding up the entire poll and all of the different metrics. It's, let's see, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 pages. It's 7 pages long. Look at all this. Look at all that. You see it? Holding all of it. When you break down these numbers, one of the fascinating things to me, and I think maybe this is in politics as a whole, and I'd love to have a discussion about it. And I hope it can be done in a respectful way, and I truly mean that. Like the difference between not only men and women, but specifically women with a college education and women without a college education. Because these numbers are almost identically flipped. And I think we see this a lot in polling. And if you want to line up 800-859-0WJR, 0957. So in this poll, and again, here's the evidence of the poll I'm showing you on the stream on YouTube. I am always fascinated by white women, no degree, white women, college degree. These numbers are almost identical, and they're almost identical flipped. For instance, white women white women no college degree, 61-38 for Rogers. White women degree, 60-37 El Sayed. And I think the question I want to ask is, are there different priorities? What is the reason for that split? Because that split, if you go through these numbers, and I've gone through these numbers, I'm a total dork like that. And again, if you want to refute anything I'm saying, please, this is all publicly available. All these numbers are publicly available. I think on my Facebook page earlier this morning, there is no bigger discrepancy than in that particular voting gap between white women college degree and white women no college degree. And I guess we've seen that in the last couple of elections now, and I'm just wondering what the difference is. Is it a priority thing? Is it a culture thing? Let's go to the phone lines now. A lot of people want to weigh in on this. 800-859-0WJR. Let's go to Patsy in Royal Oak. Hi, Patsy.
Oh my gosh, I just got on. Well, first of all, I think it's because, and I don't blow me up on this, because I think some of them, the educated ones, they were indoctrinated to think a certain way. And the girls who I have daughters are in their 50s now, but I think even then, I know they're thinking the liberal, and I'm a patriot. And I want to make sure I say something, Ryan. You know, I care about you. And I'm a smart person, and I want to tell you, yesterday I got caught off guard because I said something, and then you came back and said to me, oh, you're not calling somebody a communist, right? Well, you know what? It is communism we're fighting.
No. Sorry, I remember, Patsy. You didn't say communism. I guess it was the Nazi thing. I would
never. I don't mean that.
No, they call themselves. There's people that are calling themselves communists. I'm not going to refute that. I just didn't like the Nazi. I didn't like the Nazi.
Oh yeah, I know. I said the wrong word because Perry Johnson was on and he used that, and the president does, and people that come over here from other countries, they say this is what it was like. This is why we left.
Oh no, I agree. I agree with you. Calling somebody a communist, the DSA, they're literally calling themselves communists, and we need to. Zoran Mamdani's chief of staff literally is saying we need to elect more communists. I would never refute that because they're calling themselves that. I was just, it was the Nazi comment. I just kind of tried to.
Oh, I'm sorry I used that word. You're right. You're right.
So that's all.
Okay.
You know I love you, Patsy.
Okay.
You know I love you.
Have a good one.
You too. Thanks. Let me get to George in Royal Oak. You're on 760 WJR. Hi, George.
Hi, Ryan. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the time to talk about this. This might have already been said because I lose you for just a minute there. But in my opinion, the two differences are everybody being indoctrinated in colleges and the other people living a real life. And I'm talking about the women and the percentage differences. Some folks are really raising a family and living a life, and the others are coming out of the indoctrination of our colleges.
George,
and I think that's why the votes are so split.
George, what you're saying is interesting in that, look, I think if you go to many major colleges and universities, so much of their faculty, if you look at the faculty donations, for most major colleges, it not only leans left, I mean, it's like overwhelmingly left. So that is probably part of it. I think colleges absolutely, teach one side of life. But I think also, for college educated women, maybe cultural issues, maybe a bigger, and again, I don't know this. I'm just kind of talking about what could be that huge gap. What is the reason whether we have this crater of a gap, unlike any other group of people that we see here in these polls? And maybe it is culture issues rank so high on a college educated woman's list, as opposed to, like you say, no degree. You are literally out there maybe doing, I don't know. I guess I just don't know what I'm saying. But I'm trying,
I think the difference that stands out for me, and even in some of my older friends, as they got away from college longer, they just start to see really government for what it is, instead of thinking it's going to be the solution. Where, in my opinion, and we can talk about some other time, the government really is part of the whole problem.
Yeah.
It just keeps spending, it keeps putting us in debt, et cetera, et cetera. And I think when they're coming out of college, they're looking for someone to still take care of them. And I think you're going to find that if they get older and raise families, that it's like listening to some of the comedians today from 20 years ago. They're all becoming a little bit more centrics in the middle.
Yeah.
Because they're starting to just have a real reality check. So not to belabor it, but I think that's just very honestly the difference. I've had nephews come out of college and you don't even recognize them. And you say, wait a minute, you weren't raised this way. Where did you get this way?
You know what, George?
And
again, I'm up against it, but I totally understand what you're saying. Yeah. And I feel like I don't have a ton of answers for this one, which is rare for me. I usually will have some sort of an opinion on it. I guess I'm just shocked by the question. I mean, if you go through any other, black men college educated, black men non-college educated, white men college educated, white men non-college educated, like it's fairly consistent throughout all of these things. And then you get to white women no degree and white women college, and it is a crater of a gap. And I'm just wondering, if we can have a conversation about it, what is that reason? 760 WJR.
Yep.
Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
The Dan Bongino Show.
All those folks out there listening to the show, maybe by mistake. Maybe you thought you were tuning into John Bon Jovi and you hit Dan Bongino by accident. Then you're like, man, he's not nearly as good looking. But this isn't a mistake. Stop what you're doing. I need you to listen to this. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm telling you, you're getting played by a bunch of people using you for your vote. They don't care. What? Yes. You don't have to take the stupid exit off the highway. Stupid is a choice. I'm warning you, bro.
The Dan Bongino Show. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
American Red Cross inventories of the most needed blood types are days away from crisis levels. Help make sure patients receive life-saving medical treatments. Make your appointment to donate. Use the Blood Donor app. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS to schedule your donation.
Hey there, WJR listeners. Chris Alberta here at Principium. Listen, your bucket of money, that precious little gem that's taken you a lifetime to accumulate, has been growing. And if you're anything like all of my clients, you were worried that it might not be enough to supplement your retirement, especially if the markets have a downturn. All these incredible investment and insurance tools these days, they've been designed to address specific problems and concerns. But most folks I see every week, they have the wrong stuff. You know why? Because no one's taking the time to actually invest in them and diagnose the actual problem, the actual concern. Yeah, look, my process, it's laborious, but it's worth it. The results and the peace of mind are a byproduct of us learning together. If you're retired or nearing retirement, it's time for you to dig in with me. We can increase the reward and we can decrease the risk. It's a win-win. So stop going to steak dinners, free steak dinners offered by financial salespeople. Invest in yourself with me at my office on your timetable with zero pressure. Call me today, Chris Alberta at Principium, 1-888-800-8949.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
We have an accident on the Jeffries in both directions at West Grand Boulevard. It looks like a truck went through a median wall there. Stop traffic from Warren Avenue on the westbound side. You're slow from Livernois on the eastbound side. Best to avoid that area right now. M14 eastbound between Beck Road and I-275 still have that roadwork blocking your left lane. Expect slowdowns on I-94 eastbound between I-96 and Shane Street. Also on I-94 westbound between Mount Elliott and I-96. Now WJR weather first from the Weather Channel. Some rain downtown. Cooled us off a bit at 70 degrees. Clouds stick around for the weekend. Highs in the low 80s for both days. Should be mostly dry for the Dream Cruise. We will get some showers or some sprinkles of rain later Saturday night into Sunday morning. That's going to mature into scattered thunderstorms for Sunday morning into the afternoon. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Monday on JR Morning, we'll get the latest headlines from Crane's Detroit Business, and we'll get loose as the award-winning Valentine Distilling Company joins us for Monday Munchies right here on WJR, WJR.com, and the always free WJR app.
All right, we are continuing to talk about the new Fox News poll that is out. And again, we're focused on the Senate race poll right here because this is the one that I've actually studied, literally just kind of broken it down. And again, if you're watching on YouTube, here it is. A lot of fun little numbers on there. I don't know. The gubernatorial race, if you've got a thought on it, I feel like it's an interesting poll in that the last time I saw a gubernatorial poll in Michigan, it was Benson by 9 over James. This one is a little tighter, 52 to 47. Jocelyn Benson with a 5-point advantage over the Republican John James in this particular Fox News poll. Now, and we're talking about the discrepancy between white women no degree and white women college degree. And just one of the reasons we're talking about it, just there's a crater. There's a huge difference within a subset of people that is not seen. You don't see any other group to be this different among the numbers. For instance, with white women, no degree, 61-38 Rogers, and it's completely flipped if you've got a college degree. White woman, college degree, 60-37. And no other group of people in a certain subset have that kind of discrepancy. And I'm just wondering if we can have a conversation. What is that gap? Why that gap? Let me get to Bill in Rochester. By the way, if you want to get in, 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. Hi, Bill. Hold on, Bill. There you go. How you doing, Bill? Now you're up.
Pretty good. Yeah, on the why, just like the other callers, I think it points towards the college educational system, the indoctrination, and, talk to some of these parents have had the daughters in particular go to school, and their first year as freshmen, they come back and they're like changing. They notice it at Christmas, during the Christmas break, and then when the summer break happens, they're like different people. I mean, I've had a couple actually say it's like tense. They don't like it. And it's because I think they're they're exploring, they're independence for the first time away from home, so they're open to everything, and they're basically, for lack of better words, being taught white guilt for this country's past sins that they have no control over. And
So,
they
Bill, have a conversation with me. Bill, stay right there. Stay right there. Have a conversation with me for a second, because I hear what you're saying. But at the same time, if that was the case, why don't we see that gap for the men? Because white men, no degree, 63-37 Rogers. White men degree, 55-43 Rogers. So the gap is smaller, but it is still right there. I mean, you're talking about a 63% for college white men and 55% for, non-college men, 63% for college men, 55%. So it's like, it's very similar between white men, no degree, and white men degree. So why the difference for the women, but not for the men if they're being taught the same things? You see what I'm saying?
I do, because I've thought about that, and what I come to, and I don't know if I'm going to verbalize this correctly, but I'll just say it. Maybe you can polish it up.
I don't know if I can these days.
I think the female nature. I think the female nature is more emotional. They're more good natured. They're actually. The problem I have is I think these colleges are taking advantage of the way girls think. They want to help people. They want to do the right thing. They just have that nature. And I'm not saying guys don't either, but they're a little. And this is where I have trouble. I don't want to say tougher, but I got neighbor girls in high school. They're great. They want to help. They volunteer. They want to do all this stuff because I think that's the nature.
Yeah, and that's where, and Bill, that's where I kind of I'm just guessing here. I don't know, but I'm just guessing, and that's where I think maybe it is in a woman's nature. And maybe I'm totally talking out of school, and maybe I should just shut my mouth, but it feels like that's where a woman's nature to want to take care of you, where cultural issues are so much more at the forefront than anything else. That's the only thing I can think of. I think you're
on it.
I don't know.
You're saying it better than I am.
I don't know.
You're saying it better than I am.
Well, let's ask a female. Bill, we're going to move this along, my friend. I appreciate you, buddy.
Perfect.
Let me ask Maureen in Harrison Township. Thanks so much for the call, Maureen. We're having a conversation. Let's do it.
Well, I'm a woman of a certain age and with a college education, and I was absolutely flabbergasted when you gave those numbers. I'm still stunned. But the only thing I can come up with is perhaps it's that whole angst against the good old boys, and let's be honest, we're all over the good old boys, white, black, female, male, it doesn't matter. We're done with that era.
Mm-hmm.
And perhaps he is still representative of that I'm stumped, truthfully.
What stuns you the most about it, Maureen? And again, I'm just I truly am fascinated, and it's more of like a fact-finding mission than anything else, because like I said, I don't know how many more times I can say it, there's no other subset of people where the gap is that different within one race.
What blows my mind the most is that these are educated women or educated humans, period. And that how can you be that far out there?
Maureen, you are trying to be so nice right now, and I appreciate you're trying to be nice. I love it, because it's hard to, not trying to say anything about anybody, but I love how nice you're trying to be, Maureen. That's awesome. You're great. Call back anytime. Let me get to Phil in Ontario. How you doing, Phil? You're on 760 WJR.
Yes. Hi, Ralph. Yeah, my question, or actually my comment on this whole thing is I was just listening, driving back from Sarnia. I can pick you guys up from here.
Appreciate that.
When you gave me those statistics, those numbers, I just thought to myself, because somebody has the academic prowess or the college education, doesn't necessarily mean they have common sense. Okay, that doesn't give you that. That's something that you're going to have to develop a character flaw. Obviously, in this case, That's something that you don't get just through sitting writing a dissertation. Okay, and what's happened here, and I'll say the quiet thing out loud, is that there's a gullibility, even more so, due to the fact that our education system nowadays, and this is the same thing even here in Ontario, is that there's this wokeness, this kind of social this dynamic that I find nowadays that's being taught by the professors, to defy authority, to, challenge the old guard, if you will. And so these women are of that persuasion, unfortunately.
And again, Phil, I
look,
just want to say this though, Phil. The only group of people because white men go to college, black women go to college. They're all being taught the same thing. And again, no other group is more different within a certain subset of people than white college-educated women and white women who don't have a college education. So I don't know the answer.
Yeah, I think the other thing, too, they're easily persuaded. And the reason why they are is because of the fact that there's this alluring to these type of people. They kind of say certain things that are very appealing to them.
Yeah.
But they don't really weigh and value and weigh the actual cost of what they're basically liking to hear.
Phil, I'm up against a hard break here. I got to take a break. More on this, and because college is the way it is, what about trade schools? More on that. 760 WJR.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson paid for by Action Matters.
Attention anyone who has had a colonoscopy, endoscopy, or any other scope procedure. If you or a loved one developed a serious infection or health complication after a scope procedure, you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Dangerous infections have been reported across the country linked to Olympus endoscopes. Olympus scopes may have been defectively designed, and manufacturer instructions may not have been adequate in enabling proper disinfection, putting patients' health at risk. If you or a loved one were hospitalized for a bacterial infection within 90 days of a scope procedure, or develop sepsis, organ failure, HIV, tuberculosis, an antibiotic-resistant superbug, or another serious complication following a scope procedure, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call now to find out if you qualify, but hurry. Time to file a claim could be limited.
Call 800-891-1857 now to see if you qualify. That's 800-891-1857. 800-891-1857.
While retinitis pigmentosa takes Mark's vision, his family gives him hope, whether at the family business or at home with his wife and sons. He knows he's not fighting alone. For 50 years, the Foundation Fighting Blindness has funded research into treatments and cures for blinding retinal diseases, providing hope to people with vision loss. And for Mark, winning the fight means being there for his family. The Foundation Fighting Blindness. Together, we're winning. Help us end blinding diseases at fightingblindness.org.
If you're 75 or older, ask yourself this. Do you still need your life insurance policy? Or does selling your life insurance for a large, immediate cash payout make more sense? With Benefit Advance, you can sell all or part of your life insurance for a lot of money.
Call 800-769-1775. 800-769-1775.
Benefit Advance is not a licensed broker or purchaser of life insurance policies and refers policy owners to licensed purchasers. Currently affiliated with Life Insurance Settlements, Inc.
Fox News, I'm Angelo Bavaro. Luigi Mangione pleading guilty in his federal case connected to the murder of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Fox's Tanya J. Powers from court.
Mangione read a letter aloud, admitting he traveled to New York, quote, with the intent to shoot Thompson and had used a 3D printer to make a gun, ending with the words, quote, I knew what I was doing. Mangione faced federal stalking charges in Thompson's shooting outside a hotel on a New York City street in December 2024. Sentencing is set for December 18th.
Mangione has pleaded not guilty to New York State murder charges. Tropical storm Lala is predicted to become a hurricane Saturday as it nears Hawaii.
We already have hurricane warnings south of us on the Big Island where the first impacts are expected. The mayor there says evacuations are a part of the conversation.
Fox Weather's Katie Byrne. America is listening to Fox News.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
WJR Traffic and Weather First is sponsored by NECA, IBEW Local 58. Count on the Powering Michigan team of IBEW 58 skilled electricians and NECA signatory contractors for your next commercial, industrial, public, or residential construction project. The best electricians, the best electrical contractors, period. Learn more at poweringmichigansfuture.com. We've got some slowdowns on I-94 eastbound between Warren Avenue and Mount Elliott Street. Also on I-94 westbound between Greenfield Road and Wayne Road due to construction blocking your left lane. That's scheduled until early November. Grand River closed in both directions between Bogey Street and Hagedorn Road due to construction. And we still have that wreck on the northbound Southfield Freeway at 7 Mile. Now WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Those showers have cleared, starting to warm up again. It's 79 degrees. Clouds stick around for the weekend. Highs in the low 80s for both days. Will be mostly dry for the Dream Cruise. We'll get some showers later Saturday night into Sunday morning. Scattered thunderstorms for Sunday morning into the afternoon. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textingterms.us. Texting enrolls you for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message data rates may apply.
Coming in 3 in 2. Coming up, 2 o'clock Monday, JR Afternoon. We're talking Tigers after a weekend series with the Chicago White Sox. Is Detroit in first place? All that and get you caught up on the news of the weekend. 760 WJR.
And Facebook know their social media platforms were highly addictive and may have caused eating disorders, body image issues, depression, and suicidal ideation. That's right. It appears these social media companies knew they had been causing serious harm to kids, but have done little to stop it. If your teen has been harmed by social media like Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, TikTok, or YouTube, then you could be eligible for significant compensation. Text WORD to 323232 if you'd like to discuss a lawsuit. Text WORD to 323232.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson, Media Advertising Specialists, LLC, is responsible for the content of this ad with principal offices in Chicago, Illinois.
Everywhere you look, things are getting more expensive. But at Consumer Cellular, we're lowering the price for those 50 and up. Now you can get unlimited everything for just $35 a line. That's $35 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to the carrier ranked #1 in network coverage and customer satisfaction and get unlimited everything for just $35 a month. Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit Consumer Cellular online or in-store today. Price includes $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes and fees apply. Data speeds reduced after 35 gigabytes. Rankings done by 2025 ACSI survey.
The following statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The human brain is truly incredible. It surpasses supercomputers with over 100 billion neurons that control our thoughts, emotions, and movements. Prevagen wants to keep it incredible. Powered by apoaquarin that was originally discovered in jellyfish, Prevagen is designed specifically for the brain to help keep it amazing so you can continue doing what you love with confidence. Try Prevagen for your brain today.
America 250, Michigan made.
Let me hear Detroit, Michigan, make some noise!
He grew up with the sound of freight trains, car engines, and AM radio shaping his idea of rhythm.
Get your hands. Get your hands.
From local teen clubs around Detroit to smoky bars along Woodward Avenue, this Michigan kid turned the grit of the industrial Midwest into songs that felt like they were written for every working American.
All right, people, we got the 16-track tape machine rolling out back. If you sing with me just a little bit, I won't guarantee it, but you just might end up on an album. Okay, Detroit, you can sing along with this one if you want to.
On stage, his voice carried stories of restless nights, long highways, and small-town dreams, backed by a powerhouse band that became a fixture of the Michigan live music scene.
We had opened for Bachman Turner Overdrive. We had opened for Kiss on occasion and been in large places, but now it's all on us. And there's no limit to what we can play because we're the headliner. Suddenly we are unleashed, and I just think we were ready for it.
Just ask those fortunate enough to be at Coble Hall in September 1975.
I want to introduce our lady singers from the Silver Bullet Band here. They're all from Detroit.
He sang some heavy music about factory towns, fading romances, and the pull between leaving home or staying loyal to it while living on Main Street. He captured what it really and truly felt like to grow up in the shadows of the auto plants where they were making Thunderbirds. His records became staples of classic rock stations nationwide, shaping the soundtrack of late-night drives and weekend parties. His music helped define heartland rock and gave a voice to everyday lives from the Midwest. The artist behind those roaring anthems and reflective ballads, none other than Michigan's own Bob Seger and his Silver Bullet Band.
America 250, Michigan made. From 760 WJR. Wake up tomorrow with JR Morning with Chris Renwick, Lloyd Jackson, and Jamie Edmonds on 760 WJR. Right now, it's JR Afternoon with Ryan Ermanni.
And welcome back, 760 WJR. We're having a lot of fun here today, and thanks so much for giving us some time here on this Friday. Hopefully your Friday afternoon is off to a fantastic start. Maybe you're at the Dream Cruise, heading up and down Woodward Avenue. Maybe you're heading down to the Tigers game. Maybe you're going up north. Whatever the case may be, we appreciate you giving us some time here on 760 WJR. A lot of people are chiming in on the YouTube chat today. How about this from Eat Pie 64? Your last two callers just told you the answers. Don't be confused as to the difference between college-educated women and non-college educated women. A lot of people talk about college these days and the indoctrination and not only that, but the amount of debt you have when you come out of college, the amount of money you can make after college, the job opportunities after college. And this was something I wanted to do earlier in the week, but I didn't want the week to go by without talking about this. So Mike Rowe, many of you know him from the TV show Dirty Jobs. He is a guy who has built a career advocating for skilled trades. He was on Real Time with Bill Maher last weekend, and he talked about college debt, skilled trades, and open jobs.
To do it. We had $1.1 trillion in outstanding student loans when you and I talked last. Now it's 1.8 trillion. Most of that's held by kids who either started a four-year degree and dropped out, or who got one and statistically aren't working or not working in their chosen field. That's a bad number. Meanwhile, we've got 400,000 jobs in construction right now, twice that many in the defense industrial base. It's bananas. And people, I'm not sure, believe me completely, but not a week goes by when I don't get a call from some CEO of some consequential company, some of whom you mentioned in the monologue, or an elected official, governors mostly. And they're freaking out. Like, they've done the math. For every 5 tradespeople who retire, 2 come in. It's been that way for about 12 years now. So never mind the stigmas and the stereotypes. The arithmetic is horrifying. And it's all just conspired into this bouillabaisse of bad data. And I'm telling you, they are in a panic. I mean, anybody, certainly any company that has a blue-collar workforce is going full on. Jim Farley told me he's got 5,000 empty bays at Ford. These are AI-proof 6-figure jobs, right? 120,000 a year. He can't fill them. And that's...
But they're out there. That's what
they're everywhere.
Well, there's 7.
As part of that conversation as well, they talked about 7 million men, 6.9 million men not in the labor force. They call them NILFs, not in labor force. Now, his whole message is that over the last 40 years, America has convinced itself that the best path for the most people is an expensive 4-year degree. Pop culture has glorified the corner office job while unintentionally or intentionally, belittling the kind of work that built that corner office. And as a result, we have, as a society, devalued any other path to success. And as a result, an entire generation of people don't understand that opportunities exist out there that do not include being saddled with debt at an expensive 4-year degree college that you will not use in your life. And as they talked about, it's not a lack of opportunity or a shortage of good jobs. It's simpler than that. It's that we have been lying to ourselves about what success has to look like. And I'm just curious, and I probably should have allowed more time for this, but I am curious to know whether or not, the conversation has changed in your household. And this is just something to think about. I'm not going to take any calls on this because I'm already up against it, and we've got Steve Courtney joining us in the next segment. But has that conversation changed in your household as the kids go off to college now, or are they? Is there a conversation after high school as you are going through your sophomore or junior year of high school, and obviously into your senior year in high school? Is trade school an option? Because in the past, it was, we absolutely had to go to college. You have to go to college. Go to college or you're not going to get a good job. That's what so much of the conversation was and has been in this country. And I think we now know that that was fraudulent. You can absolutely have a really good career and a great life going to a trade school, working for yourself, working with your hands, working for a company that builds things. That is not only an honorable job, it is a necessary job, and it is also AI proof right now. And probably more AI proof than just about anything is working with your hands. 760 WJR.
Hey there, JR listeners. Chris Alberta from Principium. Look, I have an urgent message for you today about your retirement. I don't care if you already retired, you're a few months away, or you're a few years away. You're going to be unemployed soon. And you probably don't have a pension because you are your pension. Recent all-time highs in the market. Look, you're at the top of the mountain. And now we're in an Iranian conflict. AI might replace your job. And like it or not, you could be retired as long as you were working. But despite all that, is the best time I have ever seen in my career to build you a retirement plan. The fixed rates are unbelievably good. Income models are killing it. You combine that with top-notch market management, and you're going to win. If you wait, you will lose. These rates will go down. You remember the 4% rule? My clients are using the 7% rule. They'll always have a paycheck, and that's freedom. Don't wait. Call me now. 888-800-8949. Call me, Chris Alberta, 888-800-8949.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Paid for by Action Matters.
Attention anyone who has had a colonoscopy, endoscopy, or any other scope procedure. If you or a loved one developed a serious infection or health complication after a scope procedure, you may be entitled to significant cash compensation. Dangerous infections have been reported across the country linked to Olympus endoscopes. Olympus scopes may have been defectively designed, and manufacturer instructions may not have been adequate in enabling proper disinfection, putting patients' health at risk. If you or a loved one were hospitalized for a bacterial infection within 90 days of a scope procedure, or developed sepsis, organ failure, HIV, tuberculosis, an antibiotic-resistant superbug, or another serious complication following a scope procedure, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Call now to find out if you qualify, but hurry. Time to file a claim could be limited.
Call 800-891-1857 now to see if you qualify. That's 800-891-1857. 800-891-1857. 24/7.
The annual Detroit Select Golf Classic supporting the American Cancer Society will be at the exclusive Oakland Hills Country Club Monday, August 17th. As the only organization combating cancer through advocacy, discovery, and patient support, the American Cancer Society has made significant contributions to the fight against cancer over the last 110 years. To find out more about the Detroit Select Golf Classic or how to make a donation, visit acsdetroitselect.org. That's acsdetroitselect.org.
Is your IT working for your business or just working? At Occom, our managed IT isn't about band-aids. It's about proactive support, 24/7 monitoring, and keeping systems running so your team stays productive. We go further, training your staff on tools that matter. Your team learns faster, works smarter, and adapts to change. You win on efficiency and customer experience. Visit awecomm.com. That's awecomm.com.
WJR Traffic and Weather First.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. Tired of overpriced blinds? Blindster makes custom blinds simple and affordable. You measure at home, install yourself, and save big. No retail store markups, just custom blinds guaranteed to fit. Blindster.com.
Some slowdowns on I-94 westbound between Mount Elliott Street and I-96. Also on I-94 eastbound between Warren Avenue and Mount Elliott Street. Northbound Southfield Freeway at 7 Mile. We still have that wreck blocking your right shoulder. And on the Jeffries, eastbound and westbound at West Grand Boulevard, we have a wreck. Looks like a semi went through the median wall there. You're slow from Warren Avenue on the westbound side. Eastbound side, you're backed up to Livernois. Now, WJR Weather First from the Weather Channel. Those showers have cleared. A little bit of sunshine peeking through the hazy clouds right now. It's 80 degrees. Clouds stick around for the weekend. Highs in the low 80s for both days. It'll be mostly dry for the Dream Cruise. We might get some sprinkles and some showers later Saturday night. That's going to go into Sunday morning. Some scattered thunderstorms for Sunday morning and afternoon. I'm Rich Luzensky, WJR Traffic and Weather First.
Call us or text us. The number's the same. 1-800-859-0957. 1-800-859-WJR. Powered by Michigan Auto Law. Auto Accident Attorneys. Visit autolaw.com. That's autolaw.com.
760 WJR heading into the weekend on a Friday. Big weekend at Comerica Park. Big night last night in Cincinnati for the Lions. For more on all of it, we go out to our guy, Steve Courtney. My guy. What's happening, brother?
You said it was Friday.
Friday.
All right. Finally, it showed up. Okay.
We're here.
Now, listen, here's the thing. Kidder Montero, he's the guy, huh?
That's your guy.
He's putting it together. 6 1/3 dominant innings yesterday. Tigers get the 3-0 win over the visiting Cleveland Guardians. Tigers take 2 of 3 in that series, and that was huge. But please be reminded that the Guardians, they've had the Tigers number, and there's a reason I'm mentioning this. The Tigers right now 2-7 against the Guardians. Cleveland, though, has won 12 of the last 15. And Ryan, important to point out, and by golly, it's my job, there is a huge 4-game series in Cleveland with these two teams in September. So now I ask you point blank, my dear friend, is what we're witnessing at Comerica Park this weekend, the first place White Sox in town, is this the biggest series ever in Tigers history?
I'm telling you, it's got to be, right? It's got to be bigger than the Blue Jays in 1987, bigger than anything we've ever seen.
The reason I bring that up is this. Again, going into this 2026 season, the Tigers, the consensus favorite to win the American League Central. They were in a sorry state of affairs at the end of May. We've gone through it a gazillion times. Right now, the Tigers, a playoff team, owning the third and final wild card spot. The White Sox come to town. The Tigers trailing them 2.5 games. The Tigers, by the way, got a bunch of help last night. In Chicago yesterday afternoon, we discussed it. The Reds beat the White Sox 9-8. The Field of Dreams game in Iowa last night. The Phillies beat the Twins. In Anaheim last night, the Angels took care of the Rangers. So there you go. And we've got Jackson Jobe on the bump tonight. He's 1-0. His ERA is zeros across the board. He got the 8-0 win in his first start since May of 2025, you recall, against the Giants. And, for his first start in that period of time, coming off Tommy John, he was absolutely stellar. Hopefully he can keep it going. The White Sox are going to counter with their 33-year-old left-hander, Sean Newcomb. He's 1-3, ERA of 2.66. And I'll point this out right now, Ryan, because, again, it's, my job. After this weekend series with the Pale Hose, there is a 4-game series in Chicago between these two teams in September. So, listen, there is a lot of work to be done. The best thing the Tigers can do is string along some wins.
I think a sweep would be obviously incredible. But again, when you have Jobe and Melton on the mound in a single series, I'd like to win that series. I think it would be disappointing if you have Jobe and Melton within a single series at home. I think it would be disappointing to not win at least 2 of the 3 of these games. We had Dan Dickerson on. We had Dan Dickerson on earlier. He says he fully anticipates or believes, I think, paraphrasing, he fully believes or expects the Tigers to win the division.
Well, and I think one of the key aspects of that, and I tend to agree with Double D because I don't think the division as it stands right now is that good. And there is some conversation that the Guardians are on the downslide.
Sure.
So, we'll have to keep an eye on that. But I will let you know this, just, for informational purposes. The teams the Tigers are battling with, they have a tough weekend ahead. The Rangers, well, they don't. They're in Sacramento to face the A's. Meanwhile, the Guardians will host the Padres this weekend. The Blue Jays, they will host the Yankees. And the Orioles, they're in Tampa. So, listen, the Tigers, scoreboard watching is just a thing to do these days. You better believe it, and it's fun. But they just got to concentrate on the task at hand. Now, another X factor here. And, Spencer Torkelson, the dude's been through it in his professional career, right? Number 1 draft pick, that kind of thing. He is on fire with runners in scoring position. Had an RBI single in the 8th yesterday. That gave the Tigers a 3-0 lead. He finished 2 for 3 with that RBI. Going into that last night, he's hitting .319, 41 RBIs, and 117 plate appearances with runners in scoring position. How about that?
Torkelson has been fantastic for this team. And again, if you go up and down the lineup, Steve, the ages of these guys, so I think Torkelson's 26 years old. I mean, Dingler's just 27. McGonigal, what he's doing as a young player. I think Max Clark has come in and really given this team a boost. I think Javi Baez has been really good. One of the things that Dickerson said was Max Clark coming in, being able to plug him in at center. You move Baez to short where he should be playing. I mean, everything is just kind of falling into place right now. 41 games to go, and I think, if my math is correct, 20 games against the Central. So this thing is going to work out in those 20 games that they'll play against the Central. I mean, the White Sox, the Twins, the Guardians, and the Royals.
I am in the mood, my friend, to make a bold prediction, and I would imagine some of our valued listeners will be making a gesture towards the radio. I am expecting a big weekend from Zach McKinstry.
What do you like about McKinstry?
Well, listen, I think you go back in the history of this great game of baseball. Every successful team. Yeah, you've got your marquee guys, things of that nature, but you also have some pivotal role players. McKinstry, you can play him just about anywhere. And from time to time, not as often as Tiger fans would like, he delivers a big hit. I just have a feeling he is going to have a huge weekend. That's all I'm saying.
Well, he's in the lineup tonight, batting 7th, playing right field. So,
and listen, the dude can cover some ground. I think defensively, every team would love to have a Zach McKinstry. That's all I'm saying.
How about, can I mention Eduardo Valencia as well? I mean,
oh yeah, the dude has got some pop, doesn't he?
44 at-bats, 5 home runs, and 17 hits. I mean, he's damn near batting 400.
I think you're going to see a ton of Valencia jerseys at the ball yard this weekend. No question about it. That's the way it works. Meanwhile, Dan Campbell and our Detroit Lions get the preseason started last night in Cincinnati. They fall to the Bengals 16-14. You know, I watched, and Cincinnati, you know, Zach Taylor said, look, my dudes, my first teamers are going to be getting some reps. Dan Campbell opted not to go that direction. So that being said, I thought defensively, the Lions, under the watchful eye of DC Calvin Shepard, played inspired football. Just too many mistakes offensively, three turnovers. And then you take a look at the penalties. Dan Campbell talked about it at the half, 9 for 84 yards. Luke Altmaier, the rookie, played most of the game, went 13 of 22, 130 yards with a touchdown, but he also had the 2 picks. I'm telling you, Ryan, a story to keep an eye on here is Isaac Tesla.
Didn't play great last night.
Steve-O,
I'm up against it. I don't want to get in trouble on a Friday. I don't want to get in trouble on a Friday.
I nobody does. So listen, we'll pick this up on Monday.
I love it. Beth Ann Long, Danielle Mason. Have a great weekend, everybody. I love everybody. Mitch Albom next, 760 WJR.